Hey guys, we've just come in off the front doorway through a really small entry and we're into the heart of the home here. This is the living room and it literally is dead smack in the center. You can see looking around us, we actually have no windows. On one side we have the third bedroom, on the other side we have the two larger bedrooms, bathroom, and out the back we have what has been used as a dining and a kitchen space. So we really need to make sure that this room packs some punch. Our market has told us and our experts and our research has told us that this is a family home. And so we need to make sure that this one main big living space is really maximised. And we need to make sure that the furniture is going to work really well in it. So one thing that has to go is the fireplace. I'm not against fireplaces. Fireplaces can add great value to home if they're already existing, but they need to be positioned well. So in this case, in this very square room that has two big doors either side, this actually takes up an entire functional wall, and for that reason it has to go, including the hearth. We're in luck though, because it appears when it was installed that they didn't cut into these beautiful original cornices. So we're literally going to be able to take that top plate off, pull the flue out and patch the ceiling. They haven't disturbed the cornices, which is amazing. The other big thing in this room is it has good old 80s even wall lighting, which is nearly squintable. So that will be absolutely capped off and removed. There's very little call, except sometimes in bathrooms as sconces or in a heritage home for wall lighting like this. Not only is it very unattractive, but it is also extremely unfunctional. So remember, with our lighting, it needs to be functional and atmospheric. The other thing we're going to be doing in here is changing out this ceiling fan. It is a little dated, it draws the eye to it, which we don't need. We don't want anything detracting from these cornices. And finally in here, we're going to be making sure that this space is perfect for a family. So when this is the main and primary living space, where most of the living and activity is going to be happening for more than likely a small family, we're going to be taking this up and checking out the amazing floorboards that are underneath. I've already been under the house. I can see that there's pretty untouched, unrotted, great condition floorboards. I'm ripping this carpet back and going to expose it. The things you need to think about there though, guys, you need to think about your skirting boards and the heights of them, whether they've been laid over the top of the carpet or whether the carpet has been brought up to them. So always check that out, because there's nothing worse than pulling back the carpet to see beautiful floorboards and then you see that there's a massive gap between your skirting board and the floor, which can dramatically change your budget if you're having to pop off all of your skirting boards around your home and replace them at a lower level. And the final thing that we're going to be doing in here is we're going to be closing off this doorway here with movable face-mounted sliding doors. So what I want to do is I want to increase its height as much as possible, square it up to get rid of our very 70s arches that I have everywhere through this house. But at the same time, one of the value adds I want to put into this home is I really want to create a second living space, because if it is a young family that is the end buyer or end tenant, they often like to have a separate living space, even if it is that little bit smaller. So what I want to be able to do is put in a set of doors that when they're in their return position, so their open position, they're unobstructing the beautiful light that flows in, but if needed, they could be closed off and completely close off a second living space, which I'll show you very soon, from this main large living space. So that's the things that we're focusing on here, the main points that we're focusing on here, and I can't wait to show you the afters.